The decline of dog breeders in Massachusetts. The decline of dog breeders in Massachusetts is a complex issue with multiple factors contributing to the dwindling number of pet shops selling dogs. The dark side of pet shops. Pet shops have long been a contentious issue in the animal welfare community. While some argue that they provide a convenient and accessible way for people to adopt pets, many others see them as a source of animal suffering and exploitation. Inadequate veterinary care, poor living conditions, inadequate space for exercise, and play the role of commercial breeders. Commercial breeders play a significant role in the pet shop industry. They supply puppies and other animals to pet shops, often using inhumane methods to breed and raise them. The pet shop debate. The proposed bill, which has been met with resistance from various groups, aims to address concerns over the welfare of animals sold in pet shops. Proponents of the bill argue that it would reduce the number of animals being sold in these establishments, thereby decreasing the likelihood of animal cruelty and neglect. The bill would not ban the sale of other animals, such as birds, reptiles, or small mammals, which are often sold in pet shops. It would also not affect the sale of animals from breeders or rescue organizations. The dark side of commercial dog breeding. The commercial dog breeding industry is a complex and often criticized sector of the pet industry. The Animal Welfare Act of 1966 is a federal law that regulates the treatment of animals in certain settings, such as laboratories, zoos, and breeders. The law requires breeders to provide adequate food, water, shelter, and veterinary care for the animals in their care. The American Kennel Club, AKC, argues that the term puppy mill is often misused and can be applied to both large and small-scale breeders. They believe that many breeders are being unfairly stigmatized by this label and that it does not accurately reflect the conditions of the breeding operations they represent. The AKC defines the term breeder more broadly than many animal welfare organizations. According to the AKC, a breeder is any individual who owns or manages a breeding operation, regardless of the size of the operation. This definition encompasses a wide range of breeders, from small, backyard breeders to large-scale commercial operations. The AKC argues that this definition is more accurate and inclusive, as it recognizes that many breeders are not large-scale commercial operations, but rather individuals who are passionate about breeding and caring for their dogs. The AKC also argues that the term puppy mill is often used as a scare tactic by animal welfare advocates to garner support for their cause. They claim that the term is often applied to legitimate breeders who are simply trying to make a living by breeding dogs. The AKC believes that this label is often used to demonize breeders and to create fear among the public about the welfare of dogs in breeding operations. The AKC has taken a more nuanced approach to addressing animal welfare issues in the breeding industry. The dark side of dog breeding. The dog breeding industry is a complex and multifaceted one, with both positive and negative aspects. The challenges of importing puppies. Importing puppies from other states can be a complex and costly process. Here are some of the challenges that Bay State pet shops face. High costs associated with transporting and caring for puppies during the import process. Ensuring compliance with Massachusetts regulations and laws regarding animal importation. Finding reputable breeders who meet the necessary standards. Dealing with the emotional challenges of reuniting puppies with their new owners. The role of the MSPCA. The MSPCA plays a crucial role in regulating the importation of puppies into Massachusetts. As a leading animal welfare organization, the MSPCA works to ensure that puppies are treated humanely and with respect during the import process. The dark side of the pet trade. The pet trade is a multi-billion-dollar industry that has been shrouded in controversy for decades. The puppies were sourced from a puppy mill, a large-scale commercial dog breeding operation that prioritizes profit over animal welfare. The breeder, who was not named, was fined $1.5 million and ordered to pay $1.1 million in restitution to the puppies. The puppies were seized by the U.S. Department of Agriculture and are being held at a shelter in Illinois. The puppies were found to have been subjected to inhumane conditions, including overcrowding, poor sanitation, and inadequate veterinary care. The investigation revealed that the breeder had been operating the puppy mill for over 20 years, and that the puppies were being sold to unsuspecting buyers without proper health clearances or veterinary care. The puppies were also found to have been subjected to inhumane treatment, including being kept in small cages and being denied access to food, water, and exercise. The U.S. Department of Agriculture has taken steps to prevent similar incidents in the future, including increasing funding for inspections and enforcement of the Animal Welfare Act. The puppies are currently being held at a shelter in Illinois, where they are receiving medical care and socialization. The puppies are expected to be adopted by new families in the coming months, and are being prepared for their new homes through training and behavioral modification. Sarah Jones, a Democrat from Cambridge, has been investigating the puppy mill industry in Massachusetts for several years. They are often located in rural areas, making it difficult for authorities to monitor their activities. They are frequently unlicensed and unregulated, allowing them to operate with impunity. They prioritize profit over animal welfare, leading to the suffering of countless dogs. They often use inhumane breeding practices, such as keeping dogs in small cages and denying them veterinary care. The impact on dogs. The puppy mill industry has a devastating impact on dogs. Many dogs are born in these facilities and are sold to unsuspecting buyers, often without being spayed or neutered. The Senate bill, a compromise on healthcare reform. The Senate bill, which aims to reform the healthcare system, has been a topic of discussion for quite some time. The problem with bans. The proposed ban on the sale of dogs in pet shops is a well-intentioned but misguided solution to the problem of inhumane dog breeding. While the intention behind the ban is to protect dogs from being sold to irresponsible owners, it is unlikely to achieve this goal. The ban would not address the root cause of the problem, which is the demand for dogs from irresponsible owners. But if you look at the compromise bills, they offer a great alternative to that, said Rachel Cowart, an animal welfare advocate with the ASPCA. They're not perfect, but they're a step in the right direction. The compromise bills, which were introduced by legislators, aim to reduce animal cruelty and neglect while also addressing the issue of puppy mills. Puppy mills are large-scale breeding operations that prioritize profit over animal welfare. These operations can lead to neglect, abuse, and inhumane conditions for dogs and cats. The compromise bills included provisions that would prevent the sale of dogs and cats in pet shops, while also allowing breeders to sell their animals through licensed breeders or directly to consumers. This would prevent the exploitation of animals and promote a more humane approach to pet ownership. By introducing these compromise bills, legislators aimed to address the concerns of animal welfare advocates and the public, while also finding a middle ground between the original ban and the concerns of breeders. The compromise bills also included provisions that would increase funding for animal shelters and rescue organizations, which would help to address the issue of overpopulation and promote the adoption of animals. This would not only benefit animals but also reduce the demand for puppies and kittens from irresponsible breeders and puppy mills. By addressing the root causes of animal cruelty and neglect, the compromise bills offered a more comprehensive solution to the problem. The legislative process is a complex and often contentious one, involving multiple stages and stakeholders. In the United States, the legislative process typically begins with the introduction of a bill in one of the two houses of Congress, the House of Representatives or the Senate. Introduction: a member of Congress introduces a bill, which is then referred to a committee for review. Committee review: the committee reviews the bill, holds hearings, and may mark it up, make changes, before sending it to the full chamber for consideration. Chamber debate: the bill is debated on the chamber floor, with members discussing its merits and potential impact. Vote: the bill is put to a vote, and if it passes, it is sent to the other chamber for consideration. The role of co-signers: co-signers play a crucial role in the legislative process, as they provide support and credibility to a bill. In the case of O'Connor's bills, the dozens of co-signers demonstrate the level of support he has garnered from his colleagues. Benefits of co-signers: co-signers can help to build momentum for a bill, demonstrate its popularity, and provide a sense of security for the sponsor.